Let's move on to page 142 and 143. We have been discussing about some application of pressure. This pressure depends on two factors. What are they? The pressure in solid depend upon force and area. Otherwise, thrust and area. What is pressure? Pressure equal to force per unit area. What is it unit? Unit is Pascal. 1 Pascal equal to 1 force applied in 1 area, unit area. That means 1 Newton force is applied in 1 meter square unit area. Now let's move on to its effect of pressure in area. See, we can walk on the soft sand with the flat shoes rather than pencil heel shoes because the flat shoes provide large area. Our entire mass, entire weight will lie on this large area, so it provides less pressure. That is what we can walk easily on the sand. If you walk with the heel penciled shoes, that means heeled shoes. So this area, surface area, contact surface area is very less because of this heel. So it exerts more pressure, less area, more pressure. So it is difficult for us to walk on sand with this heeled pencil shoes. Now we are standing. So what happened? Both the foot are on the surface, so it provides large area. So our entire mass lie on. Our entire mass spread on large surface area of our foot. But while walking, so what happened? Only one foot will be rest on the floor at a time. So what happened? It provides less area. That means our whole body weight will spread over this less area. You tell me in which case, while standing or while walking, there exists more force. Definitely while walking, it produces more force on the ground because while walking only small area, only one foot is resting on the ground. But while standing, both the legs, both the foot are landing on the ground. That means it is providing large surface area, so there experiences less pressure on the ground. Once again we remind, large area there exert less pressure, less area there exert more pressure. Let us go for one more example. Woodpecker hammers a tree trunk because of its sharp beak, which helps them to find out the worm which is stuck into the plant. So with the help of beak, they can apply more force, less area. The pointed beak provides less area. That is the reason the pressure will be more, so they can break the wood easily and can pick up the worm. We always prefer sharp knife rather than blunt knife because sharpened knife has less area, so it exerts more pressure. So this apple can be cut very easily with this that is sharp knife than the blunt knife. You know that it is easier to knit the dress or stitch the dress with the needles. See, if the pointed needle is broken, it is impossible to stitch because the pointed sharp less area provide more pressure, so it pierces into the cloth. We can stitch easily. The sky is used by the skiers or flat surface in order to reduce pressure on the snow, so they slide over the snow very easily without any difficulties. As we all know that tires of bus and trucks are broad and double wheels because in order to reduce the pressure on the road, these tires are made broad so that it exerts less pressure on the ground and they do not burst. We know that potters wear turbans which are of broad size on their head so that they can easily carry their loads from one place to another without pain. Heavy loads on the large surface turban experiences less pressure, so the potters do not get pain on head. This army tank weighs more than 1,000 tons, but it can exert less pressure by providing a wheel with a continuous chain which provide large surface area over the ground. Thus, it exerts less pressure. This heavy turned tank can be moved from one place to another very easily. Now you look at this foundation of this high rise building. See, it is much wider. The basement is much wider. What is the reason? So the large surface area on the ground exert less pressure over the ground. So it does not, this building does not sink into the surface, that means earth, because of its large surface area. Large surface area exert less pressure on the ground, so this building does not sink into the earth. We have studied about this pressure exerted in solid medium. Now we are going to study pressure exerted in liquid and gases. Liquid also exert pressure, but in solid pressure depend upon two things, that is force and surface area. Here this pressure in liquid depend upon two other variables, that is depth and density. Pressure depend upon two variables, that is the height of the liquid and the density of the liquid. If the density is high, the pressure will be high. If the height of the liquid is high, then the pressure will be high. Both are directly proportional to each other. That means if density of the liquid is more, pressure also more, and the height of the liquid is increased, then the pressure also increases. Here, pressure in liquid is directly proportional to height of the liquid, and it is directly proportional to density of the liquid.